believe it or not, my blue bike took second place at a small bike show a few weeks ago, which was cool. The bike that beat me was a completely restored 60s. I'm not sure what year, 67, 69 BSA. So I don't feel bad about losing to that bike. And my bike's not really a show bike, that bike. You know what I mean? It's a daily rider. Like I ride the hell out of it. So, you know what time it is? It's time to do cardio. Today's a cardio day. Right now, every other day will become every day. It might even get to twice a day because I got to get lean. And yeah, I'm going to look a little flat probably, but that's okay. I don't really mind it so much. It's all right. That's remedied easily enough if it's really that concerning. I mean, I can fill up in a day or two. I can blow the fuck up if that's what I wanted to do, you know. But that's I'm not worried about that, you know. I want to get the job done, and then I can tweak things. So I've already gotten up. I've already had my 2 cups of black coffee. So I've had that. I've had a decent amount of water, just plain water. And now, you know, there's no more putting it off. It's time to get on the treadmill and do 30 minutes of cardio again. And then it's the same old, same old. It's back to the water with Tudka and L-arginine, Sport Formula 99. That's the Sport Formula raw ingredient, cold process, live enzyme, powdered multivitamin. It's more than a multivitamin, but I'm everything else is just icing on the cake to me. It's just all extra that I don't even consider a whole lot. I just care that it's an awesome multivitamin for me, that I absorb that shit instead of piss it out. Yeah, if you want to get some Sport Formula, like it always has been for several years, you can go to sportformula.com, I suppose, you know, the actual official Sport Formula site, and use the code GWAC and you'll get whatever. It could vary, you know, it could be a huge discount, small discount, 2 for 1, could be whatever, but you get something, that's for damn sure. All right. And of course my baby aspirin, gotta have all that. But first, gotta do this cardio. I know it's boring, I know it sucks, but it's just one of those things that you gotta do if you're trying to hang around a while. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Good Lord, absolutely drenched. Absolutely drenched. Just did my 30 minutes. And as the cardio goes on, you know, the speed increases as I get further into it and my conditioning improves cardiovascularly. You don't just keep it the same. Turn the speed up a little bit, you know, incrementally, very, very gradually. The same thing for the incline. So, you know, it's on video where I started at, but right now, today I was at 3.0 for speed, and the incline was at 9. So eventually, you know, once I'm in decent condition, I end up at 15 incline, that's as far as it'll go, and at 3.2 or 3.3, which when you add that incline in there, that's pretty fucking healthy. And I'll do that for 30 or 45 minutes. It's a little overcast. And when it's overcast, it's nice and cozy, but once those clouds pass the sun, and I like the sun, so I'm not complaining, it's hella hot. Now that leg workout I did last night, pardon me, is a Sport Formula 99, baby. If you know, you know. That leg workout I did last night, that's just real. That's keeping it real. That's, if you're already advanced beyond that, then do you. You know, do you. I'm particularly targeting this series of videos towards men. It could be women too, but I know we only have a small sliver of that audience. You know, targeting men that are A, getting older, or B, have just let themselves go or never done anything to take care of themselves and formerly just relied on their youthfulness. You know, youth brings a lot of benefits with it. A lot of gifts come with youth. And like I've said in other videos, when you get older, there's nothing free to an old man. Now all those things that you got for free, vitality and you know, virility and, you know, all that stuff. That was all free shit, you know. That just came for, you didn't have to do anything. It just came along with youth. But now youth is gone. It's gone. You know, you're only as old as you feel. Yeah, you are old. You are old, but you don't have to feel old. But you're still as old as you are. You know what I mean? But you also got to remember that no matter where you're at or where you're starting from, right now, today, live today. Right? Don't put that off. Don't delay that. Live today, because this is the youngest you're ever going to be again. Now, tomorrow you're another day older. Month you're another month older. Year another year older. So today, right now, in the now, at any given time, that's the youngest you're ever going to be again. And it's also the oldest you've ever been. Yeah. All right. So like I said, I know that leg workout was it didn't look overly challenging, and I'm sure my calves didn't look very impressive at all. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Where I'm starting, where I'm finished. You know, my calves aren't going to look like that. Several weeks from now, my calves won't look like that. And that's the thing. You know, you're going to see the progress. And as far as weight, you know, don't get caught up, don't get hung up on trying to move heavy, what you think is heavy weight. Heavy is a relative term. We're looking more for functionality, you know? So it's not just how much weight you can use, it's, you know, you want to use whatever weight you can do, you can hit those reps with. And not a weight that you can move through, you know, a range of motion if it's not a full range of motion. So you always train your weakness. That's in anything, any endeavor. You train to your weakness, because that's going to bring you up. Train to your weakness. You know what I mean? If you always train to your strengths, you're going to get stronger in those areas that you already excel in, but your weaknesses are always still going to be there, and that's the weakest link in the chain. So overall, you don't get any stronger that way. You don't. It's an illusion. You don't get any stronger that way. So you train to your weakness. Whatever that might be, man. If squats are the thing that's hardest for you to do, then concentrate on squats. You know, and you can work with what you have. You could take a dumbbell in each hand, hold them at your side, and just squat up and down like that. That's fine. You could do those goofy ass goblet squats where you hold a dumbbell in, you know, one dumbbell in one hand, but you could have one in each hand and do your squats that way. Out to your side, you could do that. You could do them dumbass goblet squats. I don't like the weight out in front of me so much. I would prefer, you know, myself, if that was what I was going to do, I would do them at my sides. Listen, if you don't have dumbbells, use weight plates. If you have any plates, use the plates. One plate in each hand. Whatever that is. If it's a damn 10-pound plate in each hand, if that's where you are, if you don't normally move regularly through a full range of motion, right? Like if you had to kneel all the way down to pick up a quarter. If you don't always squat all the way down like that, if that's painful, you know, little by little try to get down to there, little by little, with body weight. Body weight. You know, if you have to hold on to something and just use your body weight, do that. Do that shit. You know, but you have to be in motion. Body in motion tends to remain in motion, right? You know, a screen door hinge. If you don't open that door, if that hinge is never in motion, full range of motion, you know, it'll start to squeak. It'll start to carry on. It'll get stiff. Won't want to open all the way, but it'll only open that partial way where it's been exercised through that range of motion, right? So you don't want that as a human. You want to be able to use full range of motion as much as you can do that. You know, you want to try to push it. You don't want to get hurt. But there's always going to be a risk. There's a risk in life. You know, if I go out and run across this field because I want to run across this field, why would I run, you think? Oh, I don't want to run across that field. Well, what if somebody you loved or cared about had an accident out in that field? Something was going on. You had to get out in that field. What if your dog was hurt out in that field? You know, hooping and hollering and screaming for your help and pain. I'd run like a son of a bitch. You know? So then you might have to. You train to your weakness. If you don't do that or whatever, the odds are greater that you're going to turn your ankle in something, you know, that you're going to pop a fucking knee or a hip or some shit like that, right? So if you do it in a controlled space, you know, you can gradually build up to where that wouldn't be anything for you to do. It's just like cardio. It's just like cardio. It's all about your wind, man. It doesn't matter. A lot of people walk around under the impression, or I know they don't fool themselves, unless they really have no foot in reality whatsoever. No foot in reality whatsoever, and have no idea. I don't think that they're fooling themselves. If they are, they're way out there. They need more help than I could give. But it's all about wind. You could be the loudest, biggest, want to be badass in the room, and if you don't have wind, you don't have wind, man. It's just this, I don't give a fuck how big and loud you are. If you don't have any wind, man, you're going to gas out. So you might think, well, I would take you out real quick before I gas out. Well, you better hope that you get lucky and it happens. I've never been into it with somebody like that they really got lucky. When I got tagged, or very, very rarely when I got rocked, I've never been dropped at all, ever. And I've been in a lot of fights. I fought competitively a long time. Even when I've been rocked, it's because that guy had good technique. That guy was fast. That guy was skilled. And he got one in. It wasn't luck. It's never luck. That crazy, wild, untrained fucking shit that maybe you'll get lucky, I wouldn't count on that fucking shit. If you're just fighting another dumbass, similar to yourself, if you're one of those kind, then whatever it is what it is, But if there's a trained guy there, man, and he's not impressed by a bunch of false bravado and shit like that, man, people with those big mouths and all, they think they can throw their weight around and bully people, and that they're going to be impressed by that. There's a real one out there, and maybe you just ain't bumped into yet because you hang in fucked up places where somebody like that doesn't want to go anyway. But if you happen to bang up against one of them guys, you ain't gonna care about that. You ain't gonna care about how loud you are. You ain't gonna care about any of that fucking shit, man. Because he's trained. He's fucking trained, and he's sharp. He's frosty. He's got wind. He's got lungs. If you think, well, I'll just go like hell and take him out quick before I get gassed, then you're gonna get gassed faster. Anyway, I don't even know how I got off on that topic. We don't want to talk about violence and shit like that. Just saying, if you live in the real world and you're actually a man, anything can happen. Our society's a fucking wreck right now. It's a fucking train wreck, man. Anything can happen. Nobody wants that to happen. Nobody wants it. It's just like I've said before, it's like that car insurance you pay for all the time. Are you out there driving like a demolition derby? No. You're cautious, you're careful, you don't want that to happen. But why do you pay for that insurance every month? Why do you keep paying for that insurance? Because just in case. It's insurance. This is all insurance, man. That cardio, that's insurance. And it's not just because, there are bad men in the world, which that's certainly part of it. But it's because you want to live your life too. Maybe you got grandkids, maybe you got kids, maybe you got nieces or nephews or whatever. You might want to play with them and be active with them and run around, and maybe you want to play sports. Maybe you want to do something with all of this. Maybe you want to do something. Maybe you want to chop wood. That's a hell of a good exercise. Maybe you want to chop wood. Maybe you want to, who the fuck knows? Maybe you want to go hiking, something like that. Maybe there's shit you want to do. That's what you're here for, to live. So you can do all these things better and more easily, more completely and thoroughly. And it's all this insurance that's hopefully going to keep injuries, make it less likely that you're going to get hurt. Make it less likely that you could check out early. Make it less likely that you're going to have to quit early because, I don't have any fucking wind. I'm gassed. Make it less likely that you're going to be achy and hurting over it that night in bed, or you can't get up tomorrow morning for work because you had a good time yesterday, a real good time, not fucking abusing yourself with alcohol and shit, but actually you went out and really did something, Anyway, if you understand what I'm saying, then you understand, and if you don't, like Mr. Petit used to say, I pity the fool. All right, I got to drink this. It's my sport formula, which is my multi. It's Tudka, and it's a T4 to T3 conversion, all that crap, all those benefits from the Tudka. And L-arginine, and that's just for keeping the arteries clear. If they're not clear, clearing them out, you know, as much as you can hope to do. Keeping the blood pressure, you know, under control. You know, even if you got good blood pressure, shit changes as you get older. You know, arteries and all that shit start to narrow. You don't want that. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I got a lot to do today, and I'll try to get some of it on video, and then we got to train tonight. You know, I got surgery in 1 week from today, and I got a tendon popped right in half in my forearm here, but we're going to do chest tonight. So you're probably thinking, how the fuck are you going to do that? Well, we're going to make it happen. Shit happens. Shit happens. I'm going to train while this fucking forearm is stitched all the way up. I'm still going to train. I'm going to have to alter it. I'm going to have to do what I can do and not do what I can't do, but I'm still going to train. I got legs, don't I? I can still do cardio, can I? You know, so let's agree to do some chest tonight. And other than that, go outside and live, man. Go outside and get some fresh air and live.
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever, but no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. 'Cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever, but no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. How do you feel? That is the question. But I forget you don't expect an easy answer. When something like a soul becomes initialized and folded up like paper dolls and little notes, you can't expect a bit of folks. So while you're outside looking in, describing what you see, remember what you're staring at is me. 'Cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. No one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. How much is real? So much to question. An epidemic of the mannequins, contaminating everything we thought came from the heart, but never did right from the start. Just listen to the noises before you tell yourself it's just a different scene. Remember, it's just different from what you've seen. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. And all I know is that it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. 'Cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. And all I know is that it feels like forever. And no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. And it's the stars that shine for you. And it's the stars that light you.
All right, good evening. Let me take these things out of my ears here. Sorry for the appearance of this video. This is my phone. I don't even know where the fucking camera is. I'm guessing is it there? Is it there? It's there. Okay, maybe I can fix something then. I don't know if that's any better. Is it backwards back there? I think it's backwards here. I had to turn it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Making do with what I got. That's what you got to do sometimes. That's what you should be doing at home with your workout. Making do with what you got. I got this hard, right? And I wrapped these wrist straps around it to get a little even more support out of it. I don't know why this thing's looking so bright all of a sudden. There it goes. Because, you know, with this thing being hard like this, it doesn't have any give to it, I can get in a position that I can push. I don't have any of this action in this wrist. Like I can't even hold my, I don't even want to admit it, but it's very little weight. I can actually even hold like this and pick up. I grab it with this hand, no problem. Boom. That hand, it won't do it because I got that tendon torn in there. I mean, you can physically see that it's torn, but find a way to get around it. I mean, I can't pick like a tire up or grab anything like this and lift it up because I don't have, that's the angle that I don't have. You know what I mean? That's the way I don't have. I can't do like a push up, but I can do, like with this, I can wedge in here and push, and I can pull like this. You know what I mean? I can still pull. Anyway, it's neither here nor there right now, purpose of this video. So I just did what I could do with chest and triceps, and I videoed a little bit of it, but I didn't video all of it because having problems like with my camera, with the card that's in there. I didn't want to go upstairs and, cut my workout short or interrupt it and cool off long enough to go get a camera, make sure it had enough room on it, bring it down. I mean, another camera, another card. So it is what it is. So I had to jump on the phone for this part of it. Apologize for that. And I guess upstairs I go to eat, I'll have to use the phone again. What the hell? Anyway, such is life. You make do with what you have. And that's what you do with this workout thing. So what I did was, you want to have some kind of a flat bench movement in there, in my opinion. If flat free weight bench press is too tricky for you, try to use dumbbells where you can have more of a variation with how you move your shoulders or position your elbows under you that maybe can make it more comfortable for you yourself if you have any aches, pains, pre-existing deficiencies or defects or injuries or whatever the hell. Or you can, if you have one of these, like these, I don't know, what you want to call them, these multi-fucking station, I have a very inexpensive one, a very cheesy one, but I'll tell you what, it's done me well. I'm not going to speak ill of it because it's done me well. It's done by me very well for many years now. I love it. There's no point in even upgrading. I get what I get that I need to do out of that. So why would I even upgrade? You'll see and hear how I even can do close grip bench presses with it by just taking a lat bar, pull down bar, and just sticking it between the arms of this machine so I can do a close grip with it. But you want some kind of mimic some kind of flat movement. You can be sitting vertically upright in just a horizontal chest press or whatever. But get what you got to get in there, however you got to do it, dumbbells, bar and plates, one of these types of machines, whatever you got, that's what you utilize. Rep schemes, I like to stay about 15 reps. You know what I mean? I'm an old bastard. I like to stay about 15 reps. A challenging 15 reps. If I can only get 12, then only get 12. How many sets? If you're an older guy, you got to go by feel, play it by feel. You got to do enough to get what you need to do. Now, if you haven't been doing anything and you're just getting back into it or just coming to it or something like that, you're better to err on the side of less. Less is probably better. Play it safe and ease into it and do more next workout. You know what I mean? Until you figure out to feel your way through it and get comfortable. Whatever you do, man, no matter how, little you may think it is, if you didn't do anything previously, or if you weren't doing anything previously specifically, then it's 100% more of that, isn't it? So that's still good shit. That's what you want to do. What else do I want to say here? Well, and then I moved over and wanted to get some kind of a incline press in. I really like incline presses. Again, you can do that on your machine if you have one. If you've got a cable machine, you can do it on. Your body really doesn't know, other than the free weight movements are better for stabilization. They're going to give you more real world results as far as usable advantages. But, like right now I'm nursing this thing. I have to be very careful. So I couldn't really go heavy, but I did do some incline barbell presses. And again, I like to, when I'm doing a free weight, something like that, like an incline, I'm already thoroughly warmed up and I've done a lot of whatever my fucking flat press equivalent has been for the workout. So I've already done all that. So that second exercise, whatever the incline movement is, it could be with dumbbells, it could be with a barbell, it can be with a machine if it has to be. Like I said, that's better than not doing anything, isn't it? It's 100% better than nothing. So But the rep range in that, if I'm on the machine, I probably would stick to probably 12, stick around there. And being on the free weight bar, I'm going to say 8 to 12, depending, maybe not as low as 8. There's no need to really go that heavy on that. The risk of injury is kind of great if you're older. So I would say maybe stick to 10 to 12, 10 to 15 even, 12 to 15 even if you want to play it a little safer. Till you get into the groove and get more of the feel of it and become more comfortable with it. And again, you could be doing it with dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, you can just have a plate in each hand. Just enough is enough. That's a good thing about doing it at home. Nobody's prying eyes or looking at you thinking, oh, look with that little bit of weight that old man's up there. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Fitness is a well-rounded thing, man, and we're going to be doing a lot more than just this. We're just getting started. There's going to be a lot more than just weight training involved in it. But you could be using plates if you don't have dumbbells. Dumbbells are cheap enough. Shit, you can buy these little handles like I have, just a dumbbell handle with these spin-on collars. They're very cheap. Shit, off of Amazon again. You can get them for like $20, and the ones I got for $20 are damn good. They're nice. I got no complaints. They're freaking as good as anything else. What does it matter? I have it. At one time in my life, I had a $15,000 set of dumbbells. I know that's almost impossible to believe, isn't it? But true. They were by a company called Jade. They went up by 2.5 pound increments. They were the shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, I was a hell of a lot bigger then, a lot younger and a lot stronger. But for all intents and purposes right now, that $14,000-15,000 set of dumbbells or this $22 handle with a couple 1-inch hole plates thrown on it, a couple 10-pound plates or a few 10-pound plates thrown on it, they're both going to accomplish the same, they're both the same thing as far as means to an end. You can spend, minimal, or you can spend some kind of elaborate, fucking ridiculous amount of money. And, the outcomes could be the same. If it just sits there and collects dust, it's worth nothing. It doesn't matter whether you paid $30 or $20 or you paid $14,000. Same thing when you go to utilize it. If you can get the same results, if you're getting the same stimulation for $20 or $30 as the man that spent $14,000, then I would say that man that spent that $14,000 is a damn fool. Or maybe he already had it or whatever. I wouldn't mind having a lot of the equipment I used to have. If I had it, I would utilize it. But today I'd be using only a fraction of those dumbbells. Anyway, so I like to try to hit from different angles. I do believe in that. I'm kind of gonna. I was gonna say that I believe incline is probably if you had to choose only one angle, incline is superior. But I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna say I've always liked having some kind of flat press in there. So that's the way that is. Then I couldn't do, even with this brace on, I could not do flies, but I would have liked to have done some kind of a fly movement with dumbbells, or if you don't have dumbbells, just use some fucking plates in your hand. Who gives a shit? But I wasn't able to do it. Like I said, if you only have minimal shit and you're doing flies with plates and you wish you had more weight, but you really can't hold a plate any better than a 10-pound plate or whatever in each hand. Maybe if you have plates with handles on them, you could have a quarter in each hand or something. But that'd probably be about the most of it. Don't sweat it. I'd still do it. Shit, if I had to do 50 reps with 10-pound plates in my hands, I would do that rather than skip it. You know what I mean? Doing 50 reps with 10-pound plates, is that going to be superior to doing nothing? Yes. So I would do some fireworks going off. So I would do some type of fly motion, and then after that, get some tricep shit in there. Close grips, whatever manner that takes. Again, it could be plates in your hands, big plate in your hands, pushing it, laying down, or it could be dumbbells lying down, using dumbbells. It could be some kind of a machine thing like you saw me do. And come up with something, man. Necessity is the mother of invention. And then, of course, you want some kind of pull-down movement, like I like with a rope. It's real easy on the elbows. I like to start out with that usually. But if I'm already doing a whole bunch of press and periods for chest, and everything's as warm as it needs to be as far as those angles go, so I can continue on and just throw the accent a little bit more on the triceps by moving my hands in closer. You know what I mean? No big deal there. Then I definitely want to do pull downs with a rope, because I think that really is really easy on the elbows, and you know, it brings that outer head in big time if you're not kicking out as much. If you're going straighter down you go, the more outer head you're bringing in. Then again, even when you kick it out, if you kick it out and really squeeze, you can really bring that outer head in. And then, you know, you do something over your cross, like those bitch slap tricep extensions that I do. I like that. And then of course you can do some regular press downs. I did them too, but I didn't video that, I don't think, because it was becoming such a pain in the ass having to deal with this phone. But you could throw a bar across there, lat pull down bar, and do close grip press downs with that, with, you know, on a cable, or you could do you know, a shorter bar, a V bar, whatever the hell you got, whatever the hell you want to use, you know. You don't have any cable shit, you want to do like bitch slap tricep extensions, and lay on your back with a dumbbell in your hand and do it like that, you know, or a plate, 10-pound plate in your hand, do it like that. Whatever the hell you got to do, you just make it happen. That's how it works. You just make things happen. So again, I had the same old pre-workout drink. I started taking 2 of those fish oil caps a day, sport formula fish oil caps, rather than 1, because I generally take 2, but if I haven't taken it for a while, I'll start back with 1 for a little while a day, and then I'll bump up to 2, because you're going to become acclimated to anything. You know, so I had the typical pre-workout that you saw me prepare in the other video, pretty much the identical thing. And, you know, I drank some more Action Sledge grind. And I like that whiskey and cola flavor, that cola and whiskey flavor, whatever the hell. I like that. So I drank that, you know, some EAAs and some electrolytes and such. And now I'm getting ready to head upstairs, and I'm going to have me some chicken, because I had beef already today. So I've been eating beef every day. You know, I got the L-arginine on board, and there's citrulline there, you know, pre-workout and all that shit. So I ain't really worried a whole lot. I don't have any plaque issues. You know, you can still eat, you can enjoy food. Just don't eat any obvious shit. Don't eat any obvious shit. And make sure always protein over carbs. If you're not going to eat a lot, you're trying not to eat a lot, which is probably a good idea, the healthier option, I think, unless you take it to extremes. Then, you know, always prioritize protein over carbs. Always protein over carbs. Got to have the protein. You know, your body can do whatever you want it to do. It already knows how to do it. It's got thousands of years of, you know, evolution going on there. Biology, it's going to do what it needs to do without you giving it a lot of thought. But you need to provide sometimes a stimulus, but every time you got to provide materials. You know, you got to breathe. You got to keep breathing, right? You know, you got to drink water. Your body needs water. You got to provide these materials. Your body knows what to do with it. And you got to provide the protein and the material to maintain muscle or build muscle or whatever you're trying to accomplish. All right. So I know this picture is going to look crappy. There's like a delay to it too. So that's like what I say and what I see. It looks like it's running behind me. So it's distracting to me. So if you see me looking around like a, you know, like I can't see correctly or something, that's what that's about. Because it just throws me off my game a little bit if I ever am really on my game when it comes to this. But so that's it, bro. I'm going to go upstairs, folks, and get that next meal. I'll see you up there. You meet me up there? Come on up. I'll give you a bite to eat, man. One thing I never turn somebody down that's hungry, ever. Never. You ask anybody that really knows me, I try to feed it. I feed everybody, man. I always throw food at you if you come by. I'm out.